So I've had the most heinous crime, of its type at least, happening to me. I believe it to be the most heinous crime for a lot of history. Because being arsenic in this kind of fashion, it doesn't really show up like on how you look. It shows up internally in your body. The chemicals, the exposure of arsenic in your body, and it leaves for cardiac arrest. Breathing problems. They're like, well, why don't you quit smoking? Why don't you, yeah, blah, blah. Like I didn't have plans to do this stuff before, my brothers, the love they sold was gone. The love that my girlfriend sold to me was gone. And not just gone. My friend of 28 years was playing about my life in this fashion along with my brothers, and gaming up not only this relationship I was in the last case I was in, but throughout my history, to keep me poisoned up. And so they never wanted me to figure this stuff out, which is also why I believe that the doctors didn't want me to figure it out. That's why I go in there and I'm like, well, can't we they point at a cardiologist, but then they're setting me up for an appointment with the cardiologist, but it's not a cardiologist. It's a mental health check, and then it's way far away, and I'm like, do you guys not understand what covert, narcissistic, sociopathy, and psychopathy combined can do together within a person's life? And it's I'm not trying to come down on anybody, but it's I'm dealing with the most heinous crime of its type. And all I'm feeling is that they're ignoring me. And instead of doing a process of elimination with actually reaching to a toxicology reports to find out what's in my body for themselves, I think that whole thing can be skipped. They could go right to the drawing out my blood, cleaning it out, and putting it back in, a blood transfusion type of thing. And so it's just really weird, because in the situation I'm in, it's been 40 plus years of on and off covert poisoning. And then so when you don't have your memories, how do you fight that? How do you actually think to yourself that you understand actually having a block of time beyond maybe up to a day, or up to 20 hours or something like that, where it's 20 hours past for a huge block of time is missing, just missing, and you have to live that way. You see what I'm saying? You don't know that you're even living that way because you don't have your reasoning skills with you because of arsenic. And it's not just the barium that they're throwing in the sky and the soft metals that they're throwing up in the sky. It's not just the chemicals and things in our food, but it was actually a covert, intentful poisoning of me to keep me up all out of state so that I wouldn't be able to talk about anything but bring up not only what they were doing to me, but what happened growing up. All I wanted to know was, from my brothers, was which way that they wanted to go, from the abuse that we endured as kids. Because I didn't understand how anyone would want to be on the side of my father, but that's basically what they did, even hidden, and so it's really hard to deal with, because if I'm having cardiac arrest issues, or I'm having an issue that's suggesting I'm going to be going into cardiac arrest, right? Then it's to tell me that I need to go into the hospital. Well, I've gone in twice in a matter of a month, and now they tell me that they want me to go there. Well, if I'm dying, I want to go to the closest place and be helped. You know what I mean? So it's I don't want to go further away, or an extra 25 minutes away, or whatever it is, so that something something similar can happen there, and I'm just further away. I want real and actual supportive answers here with my work, and like I'm not getting anything of the type. So it really makes me really scared, because when your feet and hands start sweating, and you have this feeling that's inside your body, right? That feels like there's stuff in there that's causing the blight, that's making you go, like the whites of the peripherals go, and you feel like you're gonna faint. You feel like your consciousness goes. You're having like palpitations, trouble breathing, sweating, and because the sweating carries on through your body. I wholeheartedly believe that if I was able to get that blood transfusion, that I'd be able to live longer. So I can't get there when I'm like decimated, not only financially in my home life, my family life, my friendships that were gamed, and if they were on my side, or if they were reaching out to me, they too were gamed. So I believe that my own son was technically it was an attempted murder, is what I think. No matter how that the lady he's with tries to say it or whatever, or whatever, I don't know. Maybe something happened before his date with this lady or whatever. But the same things happened in reverse of these two with my best friend. And my best friend flew 20 feet out of the windshield and died. So I believe wholeheartedly these things have been gamed to complete the mission in that fashion. Excuse me. And so, anyway, I'm looking for helpful, supportive answers here, especially medical help and reasoning there as far as like what I can do. I gotta grab this stuff and get in. But I was just recently having another situation where it feels like you're just not going to be able to talk. And that's kind of where I was at going into the hospital this last time, and they're asking me all sorts of stupid questions, and I'm like legit tired as hell. I have this problem going on. Like, I want you to help me. Obviously, they need someone to like be there to like be competent and conscious to be like speaking what's happening. But that's why I'm asking for like somebody to seriously help me in this. Because without that help, I could be slipping out of my conscious, and it's just sad because I'm only 44. I feel like I would have at least lived to be 54, if not 64 or 74, And it's just sad. It's scary because it's the fact I'm being targeted. I've always known like the energy didn't lie. I'm being targeted in that fashion, and then because they were targeting me in that fashion, it was to suggest always that there's nothing you can do, right? Well, I'm trying to do everything I can to study this stuff, and they bring up one little article in the ambulance like, well, I just want to make sure that you know what an arsenic poisoning is. What are you fucking talking about, lady? Like, it hasn't been my whole fucking life, just like I fucking said. Like, they're poo-pooing on the idea that I have reasoning ability at all to, like, determine what's happening in my own life, or, like, be the investigator of what's actually happening in my life. I did a process of elimination with all the metals. All of the soft metals that could be used as poisons. And, the most deadly and common of them is arsenic. Or I don't know if it's the most deadly, but it's the one that resembles my mentality, what I've been going through, what I've been screaming out about, like for help. Just like saying and suggesting to people, like, hey, I'm in a situation. I'd say that something is happening to me and I can't figure it out. I can't quite put my finger on it. And if I can get your help figuring it out, it would be great. Well, I was saying this stuff to the same people that were doing it to me without knowing it, because they were my brothers, They're my friend of 28 years. Or my girlfriend at the time. That would be by proxy in the first place. Like, not wanting... No one actually then wanted to help me. The only thing that they wanted to do is keep their secrets under the radar. Push me around, push me under, and I guess they might feel really good about it with what they could get away with in my life. And so I'm really urging for your supportive help here. Even just comments to suggest to me, like, what do you do about all of these opportunistic pricks that they're murderers, covert murderers, and I've had multiple attempts on my life. And then when you have the attempt, you don't really know what to do with it, because arsenic, it doesn't leave you in a state of mind that tells you, oh, I know what to do about this. I'm going to go up to the police station and I'm going to call the police, you know. But even then, like, when you do finally break out of it, you contact the police, they don't do anything. They're not investigating because they're wholeheartedly feeling like they're protecting these murderers. It's just such a sick crime, yo. I don't want to die, and if I do die, I would really like it if someone was strong enough to be, like, in my life, around me, to, like, you know, hold me. I've never experienced love. It's all been this fake stuff. Or, like, you know, relationship that, you know, just wasn't gonna be anything based on different belief structures and whatnot. But either way, I feel like I deserve someone in my life that can be here for me. So I don't know how to get that with what I've been going through. And I know that nobody really wants to, like, be like, oh, this is perfect for me. You know? I don't know. It's really hard finding someone that actually loves you, and your own brothers never wanted anyone to love you, you know what I'm saying? And then obviously my own friend hacking me wouldn't want anybody around me to help and love me and be there for me. So that's why I think my son was gamed up, because I felt really weird after my son reached out to me and I'm calling him and just like, dude, like, I thought you'd just be more happy about this fact. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I was working. I don't know what he was. It's obvious to me though that it was really weird, awkward, scary, like, in the sense of, like, or in the sense of, like, him being scared of anyone coming into my life, anybody, to help me figure this stuff out. So if I can get your support, it'd be awesome. Love you guys. Peace.